All right, let's take a look at external CSS. This is very, very important. So far we've been writing all of our styles inside of a style element. What we can do is we can throw all of this into an external file. So we create a new HTML file, not an HTML file, an HTML element called link. So I just typed link, hit tab, and it created a rel style sheet. And this is the relationship of the linked document. So we're saying, hey browser, there's going to be another file that you need to go and fetch for us, but just so you know, it's going to be a style sheet. And then the href is going to be the name of the style. So we can do style.css. Now, just taking off from that last lesson, if I right click inspect and go to console and then refresh my page, we're going to see 404 error file not found. Style.css does not exist. And that's because we don't have a file called style.css yet. So what we can do here is new file, style.css, and it's empty. There's nothing in it. So if I go refresh my page, that error doesn't show up. So my browser now knows that there is an external file being pulled in and it's being pulled in properly. Now there's nothing in there, but what we can do is we can say, grab all this stuff and cut. We can get rid of our style here. And we can go to our style.css and paste. And we can get rid of that comment, that's not needed. And just save that file. So we save both files here. And now we've cleaned up our index.html file. All of our CSS is in its own .css file. Refresh the page and everything works perfectly. Now, if I were to delete everything out of this page would be pretty boring. But if I were to put everything back into this page, it has a little bit of life, a little pizzazz now. Now, at first you're probably thinking, well, why on earth would I do that? What's really nice is you can create another index file or another file. We'll call this second.html and some other text in CSS 101. Let's change this to second page. And so now we have two HTML files. We've got index.html and second.html. If I go back here, index.html works. And if I go to second.html, this works as well. Actually, that changed my zooming level. There we go. So when I flip between the two pages, I get all the same styling, all the same goodies, but I can change my text, I can change my content. Now again, where this gets really, really powerful is if you have 100 HTML files, you don't want to be writing style and then going in there and being like box, yada, 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 and copying and pasting that 100 times. That will drive you nuts. And that is no way to live your life as a web developer. Instead, we throw everything into an external file and then we link to it. And now I can change, let's say I can get rid of the background image on style.css, and it's going to take effect on both index and second.html. So let's go back to our browser, and I'm going to hit refresh. This is on second.html. We can see that up here. I got rid of the background. And if I go back to index.html, I got rid of that background as well. And all I did was commented out in one place instead of two places. And so it's a lot more efficient to write your code like this. Now, there's another benefit is when you are serving your website, your browser can actually cache this entire CSS file, so it doesn't have to download it every single time you view a page, and it's actually significantly faster, so it's good for your users as well. So the preferred way to write CSS is in a CSS file. I just called it style.css. You can call it literally anything you want .css, as long as it has that .css in there. Now, I really, really need you to give this one a shot. This is very, very important. This is, again, a super vital part of CSS and HTML and how they link together. So in your index.html file or whatever file you're creating, I want you to add a link. Take all of that styling, throw it in your style.css. Notice how there is no style element in here. There's no style element whatsoever. And then take your insides, the inside of this element. So you had a bunch of stuff in here. Take your selectors, cut them, and put them into your style.css file. So make sure that works with an external file. And then after that, I want you to level that up copy this file into like another one called second.html and make sure that your CSS file loads on both pages at the same time.